Hello there, today is 1819 and I am continuing work on the zombicide version of the boys. And I'll also be starting the next lot of the boys plus the Starlight from the 7-pack. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off all of the bits and bobs that need to be finished from yesterday, and that's mostly the main sort of colours of them, and once that's all done I'll start work on their skin. While the washes on the skin dry, I've noticed there's a few mold lines that need to be removed from Kimiko and Starlight, so I'll do those before I start painting. As that didn't take very long whatsoever, I'm going to continue with base coating some of the items of clothing on these guys, prepped all ready for tomorrow, which I'll hopefully be able to do more after I've finished off the first three. So we're getting there fairly quickly with the boys. I've mostly finished Terra, he just needs to have his base done, and the others are really just skin and weapons, and they should be finished quite quickly tomorrow. As for the other four, too many fours, I will continue work on those tomorrow and hopefully get the majority of their clothing finished. Once again, the rain has let up, so I will take advantage of that and I will get these guys sprayed up in black so we can crack on with the rest of Shatterpoint sooner rather than later. Also, don't forget to make sure you spray your thumb. Today is 1820 and I'm going to finish off these four boys. And I don't have that much time today, so I will just get the tiniest amount done on two of these guys. So I'm going to finish off the skin, which I started yesterday. It's pretty much all highlight work. I've got the habit now of actually painting the eyes before I start doing all the highlight, because that helps me then. If I mess up, I haven't got to worry too much about redoing the skin surrounding. It's definitely become a habit that I'm really getting used to and much prefer. And once I'd finished all the skin, it was just a matter of the tiny details, just the weapons, and that was it, and they were finished. As I said, I didn't have much time, so I just did Huey's trousers and along with Kimiko's as well. And I'll have to do more on those tomorrow. There we are. I'm quite happy with these four so far. They just need to be based, but I'm going to base everything together that way it'll save a bit of time. And these guys shouldn't take too much time. They've got a lot less detail work than the others. And with that, the spooky season is over. I'm quite happy I managed to finish my task appointed by me of finishing off the Zombicide core set, which I'm very happy with. It didn't take too long, to be honest, only a month to get the rest of it finished, but I'm very happy and very glad I'm finished. Today is 1821 and I'm going to continue work on the boys expansion packs for Zombicide. So I'm not really happy with how dark Starlight is. I think it's quite dark. I also don't like the idea of grey. She's a very sort of bright colour, so I'm going to change that up and give her a different base coat, I think. I'm going to go with a far softer, sort of creamy colour. That way I can sort of blend cream to white, making it look a lot softer and a lot less harsher and more sort of towards her character, because this grey is just way too dark. Once that was done, I decided to do Huey and Kimiko, and really annoyingly, they are both got green on them, and I absolutely hate painting this green. But that's the colours that are on the card, so that's the colours I'm going to stick with. I'm using Calibrite Green as a base coat for Kimiko. I was going to use a different green for Huey, but I don't like the look of that, so I think I'll also use Calibrite Green for him as well. While the washes on those dried, I thought I'd treat you to a very blurry, out of focus shot on me redoing the metal on the Imperial Knight. After both base coats on Starlight had dried completely, I then went in and started to paint her costume the first coat of white. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 to get the brightness that I want, but it definitely looks a lot better than that horrible grey did. Annoyingly, we didn't get much done today, or as much as I wanted to today, because of my decision to completely rebase coat Starlight. I did want to actually get most of them done and start the bases of the boys that I finished yesterday, but that'll just have to wait till tomorrow. And I'm much happier with the Imperial Knight's mask. Today is 1822 and I am going to get a little bit more done on these boys figures from Zombicide. I'm going to paint up this shoulder pad, I guess it is, from the Imperial Knight. And I'm going to re-glue Ventress here back on her base because somehow she just managed to pop off. I'm going to start things off by doing another coat of white on both the Starlight. From there I'll do Huey's t-shirt because that's also going to be white, and then I will do the gold trim on Starlight, and then I will start work on their flesh. While the flesh wash dries on that, I will crack on with the Imperial Knight. I'm going to tidy up the metal and do a little bit of wash, and then that will be finished, ready for transfers. The absolute final thing I'll be doing today is gluing Ventress to her base. I do not know how she popped off. She sort of just came off mid-game, which was bizarre. I think it must be in the glue that I use. So this time I'm going to use super glue and make sure she's on there nice and tight. So there we are, we're nearly finished the boys. It's just the skin and the final details that need to be done for them, so that should be done tomorrow. I'll do the next shoulder pad as well for the Imperial Knight tomorrow. And if I've got enough time, I will start work on Darth Maul and Ventress. Today is 1823, and I'm going to get these boys models finished. I'm not going to be able to do the bases today, but I will get the rest of them done. I'll also start this shoulder pad for the Imperial Knight, and I'll get the highlights done on Darth Maul. First thing I'm going to do is the eyes on the boys models. I've got in the habit of actually doing the eyes before I do the rest of the skin. That way, if I do any mess ups or anything like that, it's an easier fix. After that, it's just going to be a case of doing the skin, the hair, and any sort of minor details that need to be done. And that'll be the boys out of the way. Unfortunately, I got a phone call while painting this shoulder pad, so I couldn't really get as much done as I wanted to. The phone call lasted a bit too long and I ran out of time. I did have enough time though to give Darth Maul here a quick dry brushing and get him out of the way, and mostly started for tomorrow. So that's all the main paint finished on these models. I just need to do the bases, which I will do tomorrow, along with getting more paint on Maul and Vestraz. Vestraz? That's not her name. I can't remember. It begins with a V. And I'll do the highlighting on this shoulder pad. I also did a live build as well, where I put together the models for, or some of the models for Marvel Crisis Protocol, the Mightiest core set. Today is 1824, and I'm going to get the boys finished by doing the bases. I'm also going to sort out Frenchie's eyes a little bit. I'm not exactly happy with those, but I'm going to get this shoulder pad finished for the Imperial Knight. And I'm going to do more work on Vestraz and, I always pronounce that wrong, and Maul. So I'm just going to sort out Frenchie's eyes by making them a little bit less black around the edges. I think that's the problem. It looks like you can punch in the face. And after that, I'm going to base these guys. Usual grey, stipple, cracks, rim, and then wash. So I'm going to do what I did with the Legion model, and I'm going to start with a base coat of purple, and then after that I'm going to work it up to a blue so it's got a nice contrast there. Maul, on the other hand, is nice and simple. His black is already done, so I'm just going to do the detailing of his legs, his waist, and his lightsaber, and then give that all a wash. And finally, I'll finish what I started yesterday, which is the metal trim on the Imperial Knight's shoulder pad. That's the boys all finished. They just need to be varnished and then they can be packed away. Very happy with the way they've come out. As it's Saturday and I don't have much time today, I didn't get much done on these two, but I should get Maul finished tomorrow. And I think I need to do a tiny little bit of tidying up on some of the paintwork on the shoulder pad. Today is 1825, and I'm going to be working on Darth Maul and Vestraz from the Star Wars Shatterpoint core set. And I will touch up a little bit of this, because there's a couple of bits that I missed and I need to sort that out. So after I noticed the little errors yesterday, that was driving me mad, so I thought I'd knock that out of the way first. And that way, that'll at least make me a little bit calmer for everything else. And with the Imperial Knight piece out of the way, I'm going to give Vastraz here another coat of purple. It's a contrast paint. What I'm going to do is I'm then going to put a bluey green over the top to get more of a sort of a mixed effect. You'll see it when it's finished, but this all stems from a mess up that I did when I was painting her Legion model, and I thought she was actually wearing purple. She wasn't. She was wearing blue. So I went over it with a contrast paint, and I really liked how it looked, so I thought I'd try and emulate that with her now. On the other hand, Maul is pretty much done. I'm just going to highlight his trousers because they're like a very dark brown, and then I'm going to highlight the metal and work on his face. Once Maul was finished and out of the way, I carried on with Vastra. I didn't have that much time left because Maul's face took quite a while to do because it's quite fiddly. So I got a little bit of extra done on Vestras, but she'll be the main focus of tomorrow. Also did have a tiny little bit more time than I thought, so I'd finally start Blackstone Fortress. It's just going to be a wash of non-oil all over the metallic parts of the model. That way I can crack on with highlighting that tomorrow and then start the more detailed work once Vastras is finished. So there we are. I did a live stream after I painted. Maul is finished. I just need to do his base, and Vastraz hopefully will finish tomorrow. And finally, after all these years, I'm finally getting into Blackstone Fortress, starting with these guys. For the live stream, I put together the rest of the Marvel Crisis Protocol Mightiest core set, and I finished off the villains. All in all, it's been an okay week. I didn't really get as much finished as I want to. I did get all the boys done, and Starlight, both Starlight and the Starlight from the 7 is finished. I got the Earth's Mightiest core set all put together, which I'm quite happy with. We're finally beginning Blackstone Fortress, and the Knight is coming along quite nicely. And the core figures from Shatterpoint will be finished tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, think about giving us a like and a subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you again. Bye for now.